talking with your buddy. You know, cigarettes is the thing. You know, now I sound like a commercial for cigarettes, but I tell you, this is how I started smoking. A lot of people think I started smoking because of comedy. I was walking in Metro Center, D.C. Cigarette company was doing a promotion. They gave me a pack of cigarettes.
At Metro Center.
I was 14 years old. Ooh. Now, I got to tell you, I probably looked really young. So if anything ever happens to me smoking related, I'm coming for it. I'm coming like Blimey.
But you smoked it and you were like, ooh, this is delightful.
Yeah, it was ill, man. I was even crazier than that. I took the cigarettes home and it was sitting on my dress and I was like, and I literally said to myself, you know what? I'm going to learn how to smoke. And like comedy stuff, I didn't realize I'd get so good at it.
Because at first, I'm guessing you first took one, you're like, oh, this is bad. No one really enjoys their first cigarette. You didn't get nauseous at all from the first one?
Well, you know, I almost said something, but I don't want to say what brand it was. I'm not giving.
You're scared they'll come for you, or
no. I just don't.
He's coming for them. He don't want to get my hands up.
I don't want to be like, well, that promotional cigarette pack really did work out. We just got a plug on how that.
It finally paid off.
Right. Now, yeah, man. I mean, I think eventually I will quit smoking. It's like a bad habit, you know. I get it, but it is what it is. I'm a guy from the 80s. Like, even when I think about comedy in my dreams, it's always in, like, smoky rooms. Like, the first time they were like, you can't smoke in a comedy club, it just felt, like, strange because it was such a part of the fabric of the environment.
Well, isn't it nice that you're so famous that whenever I've seen you perform in comedy, you're always smoking in comedy clubs where you can't smoke cigarettes?
Well, no, thank God that all worked out. I made it just in time.
Dave Chapelle, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you taking over the show today.
Well, man, listen.
Anything you didn't say that you want to say before you get out of here?
Man, first of all, I appreciate you, Ebro. People don't know, me and Ebro used to hang out all the time with Chapelle's show.
Yes.
And I mean, we was like real cool, man. And I watched the show, and I miss Cypher on the show.
Yeah, we do too.
Yeah, but
now he's making big money.
We do too, yeah.
Yeah,
where were you guys? Red Rocks or something?
Yeah, we just played Red Rocks together, man. We've been killing it. So, you know.
Takes horrible pictures at all of your events.
Do you remember the night of the Jay-Z R. Kelly at Madison Square Garden?
When the night he got, like, R. Kelly got maced or something?
When they allegedly maced R. Kelly, da-da-da-da-da-da.
I do. I wasn't there, though.
You called in that night. Me and Angie was up here that night. You sure you wasn't there, or was the next night you was there?
Oh, yeah, we did call. I can't remember what we was talking about.
We was talking about what just happened at Madison Square Garden, because we was waiting on Jay and R. Kelly to come to the station that night.
What ended up happening, they squashed, I'm sure.
I mean, I don't know.
No, that was the end.
Jay went on to finish the tour, right, by himself with other special guests.
And this is before, did the PP story break by then?
Before. This is just pre
video.
Yeah, I think
just pre-P. Before you bodied R. Kelly. I mean, you really did.
Yeah, I didn't.
You guys aren't close, I'm guessing.
Body him. I didn't like body.
But your sketch was the cultural stamp of like, this is what we think of R. Kelly. Everyone loved that sketch.
It was funny, dude. Look, I'm not even gonna lie. That was the one sketch, Corey, you can attest to this. I was gonna cut it. But then I watched it and said, man, this is so funny. And this is the crisis. Can the audience handle it? So we left it in there. The only time will tell if I should have.
Did you ever hear from...
It's done. It's already in history.
Time's told.
What time? What time schedule?
You got it right. You got it right. You did fine.
But wait, did he ever say anything about it? I remember reading somewhere he was like, I've never heard Dave Chapelle.
Yes, he did say that.
Even I was like, word. Nobody mentioned it. Like, you need to know. Because that's one of the times my wife be like, you better get on this internet and see what they're saying. And I'd be like, you've never heard of this. But it was cool, I mean.
Did you, you met Prince in life after the sketches, right?
Yes, man.
Did you guys have like a relationship? A rapport?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, very much. You know what? Even back when I was like working in clubs in New York, Prince used to come check me out. Like before people was really on me. Prince was always a little ahead of stuff. He was on me, but when I quit my show, I think we became like friends.
He reached out?
Yeah.
Prince respects that.
Yeah,
Prince respected that. He respected that.
That was like he knew I was going through my grown man stuff. And there were certain things that he could say to me after that if he had said before that, I wouldn't even have known what he was talking about. Some wild woods out there. Well, you quit a show the way I did, that's an education. I really don't recommend it.
Public service announcement from Dave Chapelle.
I mean, it worked out. All's well that ends well, but you don't know things are gonna work out.
Wait, so why would you say you don't recommend it though?
It's just difficult. It was a difficult time.
Speaking of difficult time, let's just get this part in because we have to. Being on the airways, we haven't seen you since Charlie passed away, and he was a regular. He was just, in addition to everything on your show, frequent part of our lives in New York City on Hot 97, everywhere. Just, it must have been pretty tough for you.
That was real. I mean, honestly, man, I didn't even know he was sick. And maybe I feel like, I don't know, feel guilty about that or something. Like, maybe I should check.
We didn't
either, and he had come in, and none of us knew.
But apparently at the funeral, there were people that were closer to him than I and they didn't know. He was very private about what he was going through. But his son gave a real beautiful eulogy at the funeral. And part of what he was saying was that his father didn't mourn himself. His dad had done everything that he wanted to do, and that was for me personally, that was very comforting. And I feel like to say I was grateful to meet that guy is an understatement. I feel like one of the big reasons I'm successful is because of him. We all at lunch and he just says something crazy like, "I fought Rick James many times." And that conversation changed my life. We made that sketch, and it changed his life too. But it's kind of like graduating together. We, did this thesis, and everyone went on to do, real great stuff. He was a very generous person, and he was hilarious, and he was very wise.
My favorite thing is that he didn't even know how funny he was.
He might have known, bro.
You think he knew? Because even that, where you saying, I fought Rick James many times. He's not thinking other than reality. He's not.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? He's not thinking about a sketch. He's not thinking that shit is funny. I fought Rick James many times.
That was like lunchtime banter.
That's what I'm saying.
But he knew it was interesting.
Yeah, right. He knew it caught attention.
Yeah, that was a tough year last year. I mean, losing
Fife,
Prince and Fife and Shandling and Muhammad Ali and this one and that one, in such a rapid succession. And when a person like Charlie dies, honestly, it makes you think of your own mortality and what is this all about? But his service was beautiful. I was one joke I said at his funeral that was funny. Well, I was like, I don't know any black person as famous as Charlie with this many black friends. It was funny, man. But if you saw who was in the room, it was a beautiful testament to what his life was about. Because the room was eclectic, man, and a lot of people came out to pay their respects. So yeah, man.
And it must have always felt good too when you saw, Charlie was a guy who grinded, didn't live on his brother's coattails, made his own way. But after your show, he had a great touring life for the rest of his career. And obviously you say what he gave to your show, but it must have been nice for you to see what he gained from Chappelle's show.
Oh my God, it was amazing. As a matter of fact, with all the comedians, we sat together at the service, and the guy, I got to hear a lot more about his life beyond Chappelle's show. I reached out to him when we did Saturday Night Live to see if he wanted to do sketches and stuff. And he didn't call me back. I thought maybe, I don't know, was he mad? What's going on? I didn't know what was going on. And then unfortunately, he was just dealing with health issues. And I think he felt probably insecure because apparently he had lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Sorry to bring everyone down.
No, that's
a beautiful story,
we had to talk
man.
about it.
Dave Chapelle, give it up for him. New shows just announced. Radio City Music Hall, you got it, Solange.
Yep, the SNL cast. All Stars.
Oh, yeah, man. Solange, SNL cast, man. These tickets are going like hotcakes. Miss Lauryn Hill, Childish Gambino, Trevor Noah, everybody in New York, man, thank you so much. The city was very good to me. Made a name for myself here, found a wife from Brooklyn, had 2 kids here. So I'm very grateful to the city of New York. I'm very grateful for you guys having me this morning. And hopefully I will see you guys at Radio City in the coming
Oh, well, you're
days,
definitely
man.
going to see us.
Are you popping up anywhere tonight?
Maybe. You know, I don't know. You know what I was thinking? I should go do one of those. I used to do street comedy in Washington Square Park. And I've been fantasizing recently about doing. But I don't want to do my act because you know what I mean? I got to save everything I've written, I'm saving for Netflix. But that would cause
that would be quite a stir. That would be caused if Dave Chapelle did an impromptu at Washington Square Park today.
Well, maybe not today, but sometime. I'm here for a month. It's the summertime for nostalgia purposes. But I don't know how it works in New York if you need like permits or whatever. But
you should probably get a permit.
Can he just show up like at 12 noon and just do it? Does he need a permit?
I mean, just do it then.
Yeah, if he doesn't have a huge system, he can do it.
Absolutely, do it.
See, that's when Ebro's being a dick. That means something bad would happen.
It'll be a news story. It'll be a great story. Dave Chapelle does show Washington Square Park.
Yeah,
Mayor says traffic.
Shut up, Dad!
Damn!
That happened to one in Oregon. They said I cost the city of Portland $200,000.
6,000 people showed up.
Yeah, police overtime.
So how would we find out if you pop up at Washington Square Park?
Well, if you're there buying weed, bro, which